They say that most communication is nonverbal, and after watching this film, I can see why. Hello everyone, I'm author R.L. Raintree. This is Reels and Reads, where I give honest reviews and occasional spoilers. Before I get into my review of Motor City, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be notified the next time I come out with a review like this one. Motor City is an interesting project. It's essentially a story told with very few words. I think someone counted one day, I believe someone said either 13 or 17, less than 20 lines of dialogue in this entire film. Now, this is not the first time that this has been done before, but I always love it when it is done. There's something to be said about simply watching the film instead of listening to the dialogue. And that works for a plot that's this simple. The plot of this film is essentially about a man who is a bouncer at a club. He sees a woman being abused by a man and he dispatches that man rather swiftly. She, of course, falls for him and they end up in a relationship. Now he is busting his butt trying to provide the best for her because this is his woman. He loves her, wants to marry her. She is the center of his world. And once he finally makes enough money to buy her this engagement ring, his car gets stolen. And then he finds it sitting at the end of the alley. Now he wasn't caring about the car, he was caring about the engagement ring inside. He gets the car, he's happy, the ring is there. Nothing suspicious happening with that at all. Like at all. Anyhow, he goes home, he proposes to what will be his fiance. She says yes, and within seconds of the congratulatory kiss between them, a smoke bomb comes through the window. Why? Because the police are there for the drugs in the trunk of a car that he didn't put there, and he has no idea where they came from. It's a setup. Now, I'm struggling to remember whether or not it was a police officer or the gangster who planted the drugs because they were both there. But ultimately you have a dirty cop and you have a gangster and they planted the drugs there. They set him up and now he's going upstate for quite some time. Now imagine you're his now fiance. What are you going to think? What else is there to think? Your man comes to you with an engagement ring. You guys aren't necessarily living high on the hog. So you're not thinking he's been saving money to buy this ring. You're thinking he's been selling drugs to get this ring. So naturally, you're going to be upset with him. Some of you might stick by him. You might stick by him, but not this woman. She was very pissed off because they literally just started a future together and now he's going to prison for possession with intent to sell. But he didn't do it. From there, the movie gets very interesting. A whole lot more happens. Believe it or not, I haven't spoiled anything for you. All of that is in the trailer. The summation of the plot of this movie is that it is a revenge film. Now, I did a shorter review on my social media shorts, and a lot of people hopped in my comments and said, this is The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm embarrassed to say I have not read that novel yet. It is sitting in a stack of books. I believe I purchased it either at the beginning of the year or beginning of spring, and I completely forgot that it was on my TBR. So I'm really embarrassed that I haven't read it. So I can't confirm or deny it. I'll take your word for it. People are saying this is the same plot of The Count of Monte Cristo. Again, there is very little dialogue in this. This is all told with visual storytelling. The dialogue we do get is necessary at that moment. Like there's some information that just simply must be said. But I would argue that you probably could have gotten away doing this film with absolutely no dialogue. It could have been mouthed, but we didn't have to necessarily hear it, but I totally respect the dialogue decisions that were made. Now, this film takes place in the 70s, so the cinematography certainly matches that, and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. I wouldn't mind owning a copy of it. Like, you know, back in the day when you used to get a CD copy of a film soundtrack, this would definitely be a soundtrack I would want. Now, I'm a little overloaded when it comes to bro films. Odyssey took what energy I had left for bro films in the year of 2026, but this is definitely a bro film. You have a man with unusual strength and an uncanny ability to find his enemies, able to take people down, take bullets, get beat up really bad, fall off a building, that sort of thing. John Wick sort of thing. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. This film was highly entertaining, but my battery is burnt on bro films. If yours isn't, then you're definitely going to wind up giving this film a higher rating than I did. I gave this film a 4 out of 5 stars. It definitely achieved what it came to do. I love the cinematography. I love the simplicity of the plot so that I could focus on the acting acting. And it's actually much more difficult to do acting like this, where you know that you're essentially either not speaking or no one's actually going to hear your voice. So I do give a little bit of extra credit for that. Again, the soundtrack was excellent. The cinematography was excellent. The plot, however, wasn't very unique, and the concept of having a film with little to no dialogue also isn't very unique in terms of a bro film. And then, of course, you have to take into consideration the fact that I am definitely burnt out on bro films. I didn't want to take off too much for that, so I left it at 4 stars. I would be willing to bump it up to 4.5, considering that me being burnt out on bro films has nothing to do with anybody else if they're not burnt out or not. Let me know what you thought of this film, since a lot of you have already seen it. I'm a little late with this review. Hop in the comments and let me know. And I've never watched Reacher. Is this really going to be worth my time? Let me know. I'll definitely give Reacher a watch and tell you guys what I thought of it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I am author RL Raintree. This has been Reels and Reads. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified of reviews like these. And as always, thanks for watching.